What's up, guys? So, it is a beautiful March 7th, do you believe? Yeah, it is March 7th, and it's Thursday. I have not worked for 2 days. I was supposed to go back into work today, but my buddy didn't pick me up, and the reason that didn't happen was because I was sick as a dog yesterday, and I was supposed to text him last night or this morning whenever I was ready to go to work if I was feeling better. And since I didn't text him, he assumed that what had happened was I wasn't feeling good still, and that was our code. Pretty much, if I was feeling good, I'd have texted him. I forgot to text him, so that's on me. So I didn't go to work today because he went to work thinking that I was still homesick, and I technically I am. I'm pretty sure I have a fever still. Uh, but yeah, no big deal. So got the chickens and the bearded dragon back here running amok now. I added greens in here for the bearded dragon. Didn't really seem to like them, so I'm gonna try some different greens for him. But Jesus Christ, if I run my finger anywhere around, he just loses it. And the cage is too small. It's a 10 gallon, but he's only like 7.5 inches long. So I mean, he has a bit of room, but I'm gonna upgrade him to a 22 gallon once I get paid next week. As you can tell, it's quiet. All the filters are off, and I think I'm gonna start doing that for the videos. I have to remod, which won't be hard. I just got to take the legs off, add longer legs to it. Remod the turtle platform in the 55 gallon in the koi tank, and then I have to just add water to this one, turn the filtration back on because the water got a little low. But there's something in here with you guys. It's like you're fighting something. Oh, they're fighting each other. Oh, get it, gang down, whoop his ass. They're fighting right now. It's the pecking order. It's happening. It happens early. They started doing it a few weeks after they were born. Actually about 5 days after they were born, they started pecking at each other. And now what they do when they square up is they lay their heads flat and they try to streamline their body and they stare, and then one of them just jumps at the other one. And then it's a fight for a couple minutes and they stop. They're not going to hurt each other. They're not going to have nothing really to damage each other with. Their pecs won't hurt unless it hits an eye. They're same with their claws. They won't do any damage unless it hits an eye. They have no spurs. They're all female, so they're just pecking it out right now, trying to figure out who's gonna be the leader. And so far, 26 is kind of working his magic. But yeah, I put paper in here in the bottom of the dragon tank because I didn't have newspaper or paper towels. I was supposed to go pick some up today after work, but I'm not working today, so that's funny. Um, but I put paper, just square sheets of paper, and I had like 14 or 15 of them, so I just laid them out in the bottom. And I came downstairs yesterday, and the fucking bearded dragon had piled all of them up into the corner. So they're all piled up in the corner, almost perfect. So I got to get in there, fix that. Got to give her water again because the water's gonna drain quickly down here. We all fucking know that. I have to water everybody every fucking day, 2, 3 times a day. And there they go again. And you can see them just kind of flopping around inside here. They're not gonna hurt each other. There's nothing they can do to hurt each other. And I have water right there, in case everybody sees that there is water down here for everybody. Which means I need to change the chicken water again because God, I have to do that every day when I come home and before I go to work sometimes. But the Tailless Scorpion, I'm still under the weather. Well, is doing fairly damn well. He's still not moving, and I do believe that is because he has DKS, which stands for dyskinetic syndrome, which is pretty much like how I always describe it is like Parkinson's in a person. You know, they can't stop shaking and moving. They can't really control what they're doing very well. Kind of like these guys. So he doesn't move around on his own that much, and I have to feed him every day, a couple of times a day. I feed him once before I go to work, and then like 3 or 4 times after I come home, and I give him water constantly. And it's just on the end of this, just a little bead that he gets, and he drinks it up pretty quickly, actually. And the thing is, I learned about these guys is they don't have a mouth like a scorpion. They actually have fangs. I don't know if they're venomous or not. They might have some sort of neurotoxin, which would make sense for them to grab their prey, bite it a couple of times, and decide that, hey, I can't move anymore. You know, it would make a little bit more sense. The scorpions, they'll just grab it and chew on it. And what? Oh, what's going on down here? Why y'all talking so much, huh? Y'all are hungry, I get you food. If you hear that noise, that's the bearded dragon running across the paper right now. There we go. That's a good bead. But last night, I even went as far as to give him a fish. I took out one of my feeder guppies that I didn't need anymore and fed it off. And he seemed to like it. He ate a good amount of it, but he's not very strong still, so he's only eating soft tissues. So pretty much he ate the gut pouch and a little bit of the side, and that's about it. So he's still going to get the spike maggots. So all I do with these guys is grab them and crush them. And now, since they're starting to pupate, this is more of a liquid, but it's also turning into a solid, which is odd. So all I ever do is just set it right in front of his face, and I set it right over his claws, and eventually he'll either grab it or it'll fall under him, and he'll still eat it up. So there you go. So that's the update with this guy so far. Anytime I pick him up, he starts to violently move his legs in a very quick movement, but it's like shaking. It's not moving, it's more like a spaz shake. Um, so that's been the whole thing with him so far, hence why I believe he has DKS. And if I had seen this from the fucking expo, I would have paid only $5 for him and they'd have ate my ass. Plain and simple, because he isn't worth 20 bucks in this state, but if I can get him to grow and survive, next week I'm buying 2 more off Underground Reptiles. So, and we have a little micro M4 emote. M4 emote. Freaking tiny little thing too. Here in the state of Indiana, you cannot legally sell an animal at a reptile expo if if you don't have paperwork showing, if they're a mammal, if you don't have paperwork showing their vet things and things like that, or if they're a tarantula or some other sort of arachnid species, you have to have the molt of their last molt in there with them. So they had to have molted within a certain period of time before the expo, or you can't really sell them very well. You can still sell them, but a lot of people won't buy them because they want to know the last time they molted, and if they have molted anytime soon, that way they can have a contingency plan if they have, which I'll buy a goddamn tarantula just to buy a damn tarantula. But the Balfour is right here. And I end up tricking out that little glass container. I'm not putting him in it right now. He's too small. I'll lose him inside of there. But give him another molt, and I think I'll put him in there, maybe another 2. And I'm still hunting for M. Balfour, so if anybody has any good hookups online, let me know. I'll pick some up for a good price. I want to have at least 4 or 5 of them at best. But yeah, but this bearded dragon's kind of got me a little wigged out, man, because it's such a fast and ferocious eater, and it never stops moving. Hence why I'm moving up to a 20-gallon. I'd love to actually go out and build something custom for it, but I just don't have the time for it. I mean, technically I do. I haven't worked for 2 days, but at the same time, I don't have anything good enough, in my opinion. Like a 20-gallon long is going to be perfect. I can trick that out how I need to. The stuff I have outside are like little stands. They're going to take up a lot of room. 20-gallon long, I can stack it on top of something. I can set it to where it's on its own little platform. If need be, I can bust out the middle shelf on the bottom of the 55, and I'll have room for the tank and the light underneath there with a 22-gallon long. I've been tried it, measured it, it fit right in there snugly. Wouldn't even have to worry about taking it out in order to clean it. And feeding it would be a breeze. Just open the lid and drop food in there for it. Reach in, pull it out. It'd be simple. Or I could bust that whole compartment out, run a light through the side of it. Hey, Jess. Hey, Halo. Bust out the bottom. Add a screen front door to it, which would be really simple since it's already had a door on it previously and there's still hinges attached. I'm sick. I'm hyper. I'm trying to talk a lot. I've kind of gotten out of YouTube. It's been weird for me recently. But I think I am a little hyper. But I can knock the middle board out, cut a hole in the side, run the light inside of the tank since I have nowhere to put it on top since it's the 55-gallon stand. These chickens are fighting each other so hard right now, it's funny. But doing that, I can add the door front to it, and then that right there would be more than enough room. That's a 20-gallon space right there. But the problem is, I'd have to take out the stand that's here, which I don't even need it. It's just here, and I can take it out to the garage or something and go from there. But I think I might end up doing that with something. It's already a built-in stand. All I gotta do is make a door for it. So it wouldn't be too hard at all, like I said. But this bearded dragon, man, she's like, this is the thing with bearded dragons is they want usually 1 to 2 things. They either want greens or they want live food. And right now I don't have live food. I threw in these. Ooh, that doesn't feel right. I threw in the spike maggots, and I thought she ate them all. Well, no, when she stacked the paper up in the damn corner, they all got buried. So she ate a couple of them, and when I dropped them in and they were rolling, then she'd eat them. But she wouldn't eat them if they were sitting still. And I cut up a bunch of greens last night with these freaking awesome new fishing Ozark trail scissors that I picked up for $3 at Walmart. These things are awesome. Like, they'll cut through anything. Like, I shit you not, they are awesome. And I cut them up last night, threw them in here on a red plate for her, and she ate a couple. Other than that, she just wanted to eat everything moving around. Like, she sees the fish, she'll start staring at the fish tank, trying to dig her way out. She sees the chickens through the hole, she freaks the fuck out, starts digging, trying to get the chicken. So, I've got to figure out what I'm going to feed her. I'm thinking about feeding her like a high protein diet, kind of build her up, because she is a little underweight. Which is no fault of my buddies. So, it's just going to be a fun project with this one. And we lost Crook a while back, and I didn't make a video on that because that hurt too damn bad. But everybody else is down here doing great. But what I'm going to do is with their tank, you guys know how I'm sitting on the floor and how they're underneath the BOA tank and everything else like that. And they don't have a door. They have a tub lid on top right now, but they have a screen on the side, so they have ventilation. What I'm going to do is I have an old 20-gallon long tank that broke a while back, and I took the glass out of it. And I have one good side of a 20-gallon long tank, which should just be down here in the dirt. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out a side of the tank right here on the side of on the floor here. That way I can actually see them versus having to, yeah, I think they have water. Go over and actually look. I can look. Oh yeah, they have water. They have food. So I'm putting a viewing window into the side of the tank. I've been wanting to do it for a while, but I haven't picked silicone up, and I keep forgetting about it. Damn, that thing will not let go. Is it built on there? There we go. Trying to check to see if we had any more baby guppies. We have nothing as far as I can see. There's one of my bigger ghost shrimps is down here going to town on a dead guppy. That's awesome. But I just want to give you guys this quick little update. And he's already spit it out. He rolled away, but here he is. See how he's kind of moving? But it's like twitchy movements. That's why I'm saying like Parkinson's. And every so often I actually have to get a hold of him. Yeah, look, see? Super wiggly. I have to get a hold of him, and I have to clean his fangs off because, not his fangs, but his fingers. Yeah, look, see? So I paid $20 for. Oh, whoa, nice movement, buddy. I paid $20 for something that's in bad shape. But the best thing when you have a situation with DKS, which is like I said, disconnect syndrome, it's super easy once they molt. Because once they molt, it's like they're a brand new bug. It's something with the molt. It has nothing to do with the insect itself. It's with the molt. So I don't know exactly what neurological malfunctions happen during the molting process that cause it to have nerve problems. But once they molt the second time, after that first molt that they had that's bad, they usually come back to normal. So these guys never stop molting. Unlike tarantulas and scorpions that only molt to a certain size and then they stop permanently, and that's the last time they molt is at their full mature size, these guys will continue their entire lifespan to molt, which is absolutely amazing. So there is a 100% chance that if I can get her to molt, she's going to make it. And I do believe it's a male, but I could be wrong. The females that I saw online, again, they're freaking stuck. The females and males that I saw online, the males had really wide claws, and they just kind of stuck out real far, about a 5-inch span from tip to tip on the claws. That's for mature males. And the females, they were much smaller, but they had thicker, bulkier. They're I guess I'm gonna call them claws. Their claws almost look like a vinegaroon's claws. They were so stubby and bulky. And that's kind of what I'm wondering if that's what a male, if that's what I have here is a male, a young male. But I'm definitely going to order some off Underground next week. And he is moving a little bit. He's starting to angle himself up. He's getting a little bit defensive with me whenever I come in here and start messing with him too much. He lets me know. He's like, all right, buddy, back off. So I give him his space when I need to. But I'm about tempted to feed off my little mealworm here. And if you guys look up here, these are snake teeth right here. These little white things right here. Yeah. Those right there. Those are from Anna Lee. So I went to force feeder last night, some egg, and all I do is I take it and I suck it up in a pipette, and I suck up mostly the yolk, and I'll add a little bit of calcium to it, and I'll hold her and I'll stick it down her neck and I'll squeeze it in gently. And then during the process, I noticed she had a bunch of gunk in her mouth, and I didn't know what it was. So I started kind of moving it around a little bit, and it was like dead skin that was coming out. So I'm like, okay, well, this is not healthy. This smells bad. And one part was at the front of her nose where all that shed was stuck at, and it was also inside of her mouth. So she had a big glob of shed in her mouth, and it was just bad, stinking smelling. And so I just took and gently pulled it off. And when I did, a few of her teeth just fell out with it because they just came, pulled right out, and stuck to the skin. I'm like, well, that's not going to stay in there. And I pulled them out, and then that's the end result. And it smells like mouth rot. It smells like she has mouth rot. So me and my buddy are definitely getting her to a vet as soon as we fucking can, which will probably be this weekend. But she's back here. She's doing fine. I just shut their lights off for the day. I had them on all night, and that's usually not what I do. I have a nighttime and a daytime schedule, and I their schedule up, and versus leaving them with 24 hours of pure light and shit like that, which is not a bad idea, actually. Hang on a second. Can I pause live? No, I can't. What am I thinking here? But I definitely still need to go out and get one more light because I'm kind of jumping lights right now between certain reptiles, which sucks because my dumb ass picked up 3 out of the 4 that I needed, and I'm still under what I need. I need 4. I needed 4. I bought 3, and I still need to get another one. And I've been waiting to go to work to pick one up, and I had work for 2 fucking days, and it's just like, wow. But ended up going out to Dick's Sporting Goods last night, picked some stuff up. No Walmart in the area, so definitely no pet stores, no automotive places that I could pick them up from. So there's no other real place I could pick them up from other than a pet store or Walmart that I'm aware of. You might be able to pick them up at hardware stores like AutoZone, O'Reilly's, places like that. What? Will you dickheads quit fighting? Look how big they're getting. They're good. They're up here They're up here swimming around using the platform. They go into the water. The water's a little bit chillier, but that's the same way it would be in a pond. And they're climbing up onto the thing, and the frog is even using the platform now, which is funny. And the Bichers are using it as a hide. Come on, get back in. Now I do believe that was 26. I think that was 26. They're starting to get their feathers now, so I'm losing track of who's who. But I'm pretty sure this is Kung Pao. If you look down at the thing. Look at that craw. So full of food. So pretty now. They're looking so much like their moms. It's not even fun. Their mom's not even funny. Actually looking different, actually. I mean, they got a lot more white. The mothers aren't white. The mother's brown. Here's what's getting me. I've got to figure out their color pattern because here's the color of the mothers. Whoa. Oh, I thought you were missing feathers. No, you just still got some baby feathers. So this is the color of the mother right here. This is what the moms will look like. Both females in my setup look like this. You have nubbies, but there's not going to be spurs. If there was, it already started growing. But those ones are white, which makes me think that they're going to take after the coloration of the father, which I think is absolutely amazing. That's really what I wanted to see whenever they were born. But still, don't peck my ear. Okay. But I just want to kind of get the good ratio here on what they would look like. And hey would it come out looking just like Marvin? I think his name's Marvin. I don't know. I can't remember what the hell his name is. I have the paper right over here somewhere. Where'd I put the paper? I think his name's Marvin. It's Marvin. She is thinking about it. She always be doing this one. Always pecks my ear. Freaking annoying. But we got Marvin, Lulu, and Luna. I do believe that's what the names were. I don't ever use their names or chickens. It's not like they come to when you call the names. But I'd say I'd name my snakes. So that's the funny part. So let's go ahead and get this girl back in here. Come on. Oh, relax. I still have the eggs too. But he's still eating. He won't eat the shells though. But so I am extremely hopeful that if we can get her to molt, or him, whatever it is, that we can get past the DKS and get through this. Because I have had a tarantula that had DKS. It was a very small form, but it was DKS nonetheless. And it didn't have to be a cyst fed; it could still move, but it was almost like a paraplegic the way he moved. Certain legs didn't work. When they did work, they just wanted to shake violently, and it kind of just drug itself. And this was years ago. This is back when I first started getting into tarantulas when I was a little bit younger, probably about 2016 roughly. Maybe, no. Let's see, I've been here 8 years. It's 2019. Damn, really? I'm going to guess 6 years ago is roughly how long it's been since I got my first tarantulas. And then I ended up selling them all off. But it was what was it? I can't remember. It's just a stock colored tarantula. It was just a brown tarantula, so I have no idea really what it was. It's one of those mystery ones. I knew the Mexican red knee. I did all the research on them. I could never find out what he might have been. He might have been a Texas brown. He might have been a Texas brown tarantula. But it was a big, bulky girl. So I'm not really sure. I'll have to look at the pictures on my cameras. I did have a big Honduran curly hair though. Didn't know I had that one until I looked at the pictures. Like, hey, got them on my Facebook page. They're not really good pictures, but they're pictures still nonetheless. You can kind of make out what they are. So it's a bit of a pain, but yeah, it would drag itself around. It wouldn't chase food. It would just sit there and wait for it in its burrow. And then once food came close, it just kind of like drag itself out. And sometimes I tongue feed it, just stick them in there for it. That way, I didn't have to worry about fighting for the food or getting it or overpowering the cricket, which was no problem anyway. But still, it just made it easier. And what I would do, and what I still do with my tarantulas, is I pop off the back legs of the cricket. That way, the cricket can't jump and it can't take those spikes and stick anything vital with it. I know it's stupid to say, but I take out every freaking risk possible. Because the last thing I want is a goo bleeding tarantula. I mean, crickets already bite a lot, so. I have to go out today, though, and pick up some food for these guys. The Balfour, the Hondurans. There's a PetSmart right down the road from work. So, it's not like it'd be that hard to pick them up. But, Jesus Christ, they want so fucking much for them now. So, I think about going to the one in Greenwood. The one in Greenwood, the PetSmart in Greenwoods, they have these freaking huge containers of fruit flies for like $10. Glass bird eater. You should have got him and shipped him to me. All right, glass bird eater, freaking huge. Now, was it a T Sturmite or a T Blondie? Come here, little birdie. You're a mean ass. This little beardy is mean. It's already bit me, but I like it. It's got a good fight to it. See, look, just immediate attitude. But super warm, super freaking warm, which is absolutely awesome. You can see clear nails, which shows the hypomelanistic gene. But you can see it is skinny, so that means it definitely needs a high fatty protein source. So I'm thinking about picking up a huge container of relax. You're gonna bite me. Should I just let you bite me to get it over with? It doesn't hurt that bad at your size. Aha, you almost got me. Ooh, you got some teeth, though, for your size. Look at her tongue just wiggle. Look at it just wiggle. It's so cute. I wonder if being a hypo or whatever other morph, maybe it gives you a better advantage with your teeth. Just look. But see, she's just so wily. I'm hoping it's a female. If it's a boy, that's fine too. I'm just really hoping it's a female because the genes from a male to a female, you can breed a normal male to a morphed female and you'll get mostly morphed because the female. And if you breed a morphed male to a normal female, you're still going to get some morphs, but not nearly as many from what I've heard. You want that? You want that? Here you go. You know you want it. Eat it. There we go. So she'll eat them like that. But I don't want to feed her off too many of these because these are like the only thing I have to feed the what this? There you go. Look how fast she chews. It's like, Jesus Christ, save some for the rest of the class. My mom was like, well, would you put her in a community with the other ones? And I'm like, no, she's too damn big. She's too damn small. You don't keep small dragons like this really together. Especially you don't want to put a big dragon with a small dragon, because the big dragon will usually eat the small dragon. Come on. You want more? You want more? Relax, you're eating now. Here. Ow! And she bit me. But she's eating, so. She's had a couple of them. I'm going to get her some green. Then we go out today and pick up some bee moths. For those of you in the UK, they're known as waxworms. I would like to pick up some butterworms, but you get like, butterworms are like 10 for $5. 10 for like, you get like 10 for like $10 around my bait store, so they're not really worth it in my opinion, but, my buddy Nick's got dubias and roaches and things like that. I might see if he's looking to come off with some for. I'll buy him off him. I have to. I can do that. He's probably gonna be home. He'll be home this weekend, so I think we'll pick up some. He's got like 500 plus red runners, so I don't think he'd be. I don't think he'd be above. Passing a few of them off. I'd love to get into breeding those again. I've been looking for them at the expo. They haven't had them at the last two reptile expos, so I've just been like, well, screw it. And then they have the next Midwest Reptile Expo, which is in March. No, April 7th, I do believe. April 1st, April 7th, I do believe is when it is. But you just don't stop moving, do you? I swear. Still freaking out back here, but and this is awesome. I'm not sure. I'll have to find pictures. Midwest Reptile Expo here in the State Fairgrounds. It's not very big. There's like 20 plus vendors usually, so it's definitely a good size, and you get some killer deals. If you go in the morning, you get some really good cheap stuff. But if you go later in the afternoon, they have all the expensive stuff that they really don't want to take back with them that they will sell you for a dirt cheap price. So I kind of go middle. It starts at like 11 and then like 10 to 11. It's like 10 to 4 or 11 to 4 roughly. And I usually go and stay the entire time, walking around, checking out deals, watching prices drop, because they'll have 4 or 5 markouts on what they want for it. So if it starts out at $100 and they don't want to take it home, it'll go from 100 to 75. Another hour goes by, 75 to 50, 50 to 25. Then they usually stop at $25 depending on what it is. I even had some dude last year try to sell me a golden child reticulated python for $100. And I'm like, but it's a retic and I have nowhere to put it. So I was a little upset about that. But I really should have bought it, but I had no room for it. So hence why I don't own a retic yet. I don't think I will for a while. But ow. I'm going to get this room built down here, and then when I get the room built, I'm going to trick it out and make it a bit bigger and a lot nicer looking. And I'm going to go from there. Till then, though, I'm not getting anything that's going to get... I'm not going to get anything that's going to get big. But... I did pick up 3 more frozen feeders from the expo, so... I have those in the freezer. I have thought tonight to feed to the red tails. And then I'm probably going to try to get at some point next week to the Hoosier Mouse Supplier, which is a store you buy in bulk for. They supply all across the United States, inside, outside of Indiana. They do the local zoo here for their feeders, for their frozen feeders. So they're really good, really top quality, and I think I can get like 50 hopper mice for like $20. So that's definitely not bad. But the bigger you go, the less you get, but the more expensive it becomes. So to buy jumbo feeders, it's like $25 for 3 of them, and to me, that's just not worth it. But since I have 3 of them, I don't have to feed her once a month. That's 3 months of food right there, because she really don't want to eat anything more than that. So I'm thinking about trying her a live diet, since she doesn't want to eat frozen thawed or even live rats. I'm thinking about throwing a quail in there and just leaving it, just walking away. and coming back in a couple of hours and seeing if it's still there or not, or if she's done gulped it down. And if she has eaten it, since I have a constant food supply right down the road from me, it'll be perfectly fine to use. And people around me get a little antsy when I talk about feeding off something like a quail or a bird, and they're like, "Why would you want to do that?" Because my animal is gonna die if I don't, because it doesn't want to eat anything else. So yeah, I know Atlas and Athena will munch a quail down in a heartbeat. I haven't fed them any yet, but I know they will because I held one of my quails up to the cage just to kind of get the sit in there to see how they'd react to it, and I blew in there a little bit, and Atlas was across the tank, came slithering over, and out, hit the cage real quick, and I was like, okay, well that's a yes, you'll eat this. So I even picked up new carabiners for their lock on the side. What do you mean take me? What are you talking about? Whoa, don't lose that. Because the Midwest Reptile Expo is always on a Saturday. Me and Eddie always go. So we didn't go to the one last month. I mean, because we didn't know about it. We completely didn't. We were working the entire time, so we had no concept of what the hell was going on with that. We didn't. Usually we're up to date on it. Usually we keep an eye out for it, but just this year we didn't. Ah, bitch. That's not for a long time away. But I've got to go ahead and get off here. I got a lot of shit to do. And since I'm not working today, it's going to be the perfect time for me to get off my ass and do something around here and get some stuff done. I might even get the viewing window into the dragon tank done today. I have to buy silicone, though, so I have to leave the house anyway. But I have to go pick up the new things today. And we'll be right down the road from Walmart. So, boom, there we go. I'll probably put the glass in today, depending on what time I do that. And then I'll have all weekend, which I think I have plans Friday, which is tomorrow, and then August 16th. So, like I said, it's not for a while away. Quick update. These guys are still alive. Look how big they're getting. They're growing like weeds. It's the pair of hissing cockroaches that I had. I actually have to add some water crystals to them. Where are your guys' water crystals? They're always in the front of my dresser right here. I don't know, maybe if I didn't have so much crap in here, it wouldn't be so damn hard to find things. There we go, they're right on top of all this. Yours is this month? Okay, I got you, Jess. These water crystals are starting to get... Oh, no, that's not them. I didn't know what that was. They've got the Osteed on. Apparently algae chips are good for them. Due to the fact that they're an insect, it apparently helps with their digestive system or something. I don't fucking know. I was just told by a fucking dude at the expo, hey, yeah, you want to feed them algae chips? And I'm like, why? He's like, because they're good for them. I'm like, okay. Why? He's like, because they are. I'm like, are you... Like, what's going on here? Like, is this real? Is this real life? Or are we just fucking with me here? He's like, no, they're good for them. Something to do with the irons and the minerals and the proteins. And I'm like, okay, we'll try it. So they've had them in there for a little bit now. They seem to be munching on them, but they want the water crystals more. They've eaten a bunch of the oats over the last year or so. The last, 5 or 6 months I've had them. And I definitely have to get the betas fed again today. And I still have to go to... What's up, Mags? I have to go to Uncle Bill's today and pick up some... Uncle Bill's, which is just right down the road from where we're going to pick up the new things. They're not animals, by the way. They're products. We bought them last night. We couldn't bring them home because they were so big. So, yeah. But, we're right down the road from Uncle Bill's. So probably stop off, try to pick up some bloodworms or something for the betas. I went there about a week ago when I got paid, and they didn't have anything. Their freezer was almost empty, and everything they had was for saltwater fish. And it was like... salt water in general, so I couldn't add that to the freaking tank, so that would have messed up their system, which I think you could add a little bit of salt to a beta tank and it would be fine, but I think that would just overdo it with the amount of salinity inside of the cubes. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to research that again and figure out what I'm talking about here. But I can't wait for this dude to hurry up, get better. Can't wait to actually be able to get him out and mess with him a little bit easier than what I've been doing. Because he's still alive. He just has DKS. He's got a hard body on him, which I don't know if that's natural or not. But he's gaining weight, which is awesome. And that's cool. All I do is continuously feed this dude until he stops eating food. Whoa, that's cool. Oh, you and Brandy are back? I didn't see anything about that, man. I thought you all was still apart. That's awesome, bro. Fucking good to hear, man. And yeah, I'd have killed the cat. But yeah, just all I do is just pop the head of these spike maggots off, squeeze out the goo, and then give it to her. And she cleans it how she wants to, and she eats as much as she wants. So she's gonna flip it. She's gonna drop it. Don't drop it, and you drop it, you little butthole. It's that DKS. Like I said, she can't control anything. There we go. Yeah, I didn't think it'd be a struggle going to the expo to buy something, but as usual, I tend to get things that are a little messed up than they should be, which is because I tend to try to rescue some things, and some things are too far gone, some things I've gotten rid of, some things I've had that you guys hadn't even known about that I've given off to people and been like, look, hey, I can't do it, you want it, and they've done it, and they've been successful at it, or they've had the same failures that I've had, and I gotta stop getting animals like that. I do. I'm sick of it because anytime I get an animal like this and it's like, oh, I can fix it, I can fix it, and I do fix it, or I'm not able to and I feel like shit. So I gotta figure out that shit, and I gotta just leave things to their own devices instead of me going and trying to get a hold of them myself, or I need to let people know who can take care of them, which is why I usually get them, because if somebody's selling it, they're going to sell it to someone who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, and then that gives me the opportunity to help the animal or get it to something that it needs. And well, nobody wanted Crook, let's put it that way, and Crook finally died a few months ago. So yeah, that sucks, but yeah. But it's like Anna Lee back here. I can't do anything with her. I've been busting my ass off, feeding her eggs every like 3 days, roughly, what I've been told to do. Nothing. No growth in her size, no attitude change. She's getting worse. So I'm about ready to fucking force feed her something. And I don't know what. I'm probably going to go buy a bunch of pinkies and just shove them down her throat, and hopefully she swallows them. But she was fine when we went to buy. She was fine when we went to look at her. And then we came back a week later to buy her. The motherfucker had fed her a giant ass rat. Bear in mind, this is a snake the size of a corn snake and smaller in length than a. She's probably about 3 feet long, roughly 2.5 feet long at this point. Fed her a rat that was about 14 inches, about this big around. Fed it to her live, bear in mind you. She couldn't digest it. She got backed up. He didn't have any heat on her at all. And yeah, it started to rot inside of her. It bloated inside of her. I had to buy her, brought her home for 6.5, close to 7 hours maybe, in a bathtub till she pooped, let the air out, and then regurgitated. And then ever since then, she's just been declining in health because she won't eat. And now her mouth is messing up, which I do believe is mouth rot. I'm hoping whatever the hell was going on and why it stunk was because of the stuff I pulled out last night. Hopefully I can combat that. And I'm buying heat tape offline tonight. I was actually going to buy it last night, and then we ended up leaving, and then I came home, spaced it, fell asleep, and then woke up today going, hey, why am I not at work yet? And yeah. But so I got a little SOL on that, but I got the heat tape. I have the heat tape, which is just metal tape, and I just need to buy the heat rope. I have heat rope. Oh shit! No, it's too much. It's 14 feet. There's no way that would be too much. I'm worried though about adding. I need a thermostat. That's the main issue. My buddy doesn't want to understand. He's like, bro, everything needs heat tape. We need to buy heat tape. It's like, why the fuck do you want me to buy the heat tape if it's such a goddamn problem for you? And I'm gonna buy it anyway. Be damned him. But I keep trying to tell him, it's like, bro, we can't do the heat tape gig without a fucking thermostat. I said, we have to be able to control the temperature. If not, that shit just continues to rise in heat. It's wood. It'll go, and then we're all fucked because everything's dead and I have no home. So yeah, so I have to buy a thermostat, which I don't think I have any laying around, but they're not very expensive. $10 at Walmart. I just gotta get to fucking Walmart. So if I get to Walmart today, I have to check how much money I have, because I still have to pay the gas bill, which is like 176. I think I have like 2 something. Then I have my tax check yesterday, and I blew almost all of that yesterday. I gotta figure out which card has the most money so I can use that and then save the card that has the least amount of money for work and lunch and whatever the fuck I need during the week. Shit. The plan was I was going to save my tax check money up until next week when I got paid, so have another $720 paycheck, I'd have over $1,000. And I have a big ass snail over there in that tank. Jesus fucking Christ. I think it's huge. Um, but that's not how things went. And we ended up going to Dick's Sporting Goods last night, picking up some new stuff that I'm not going to discuss right now until we bring them home today. And then wasted $274 of my tax return out of 300 something. Because I didn't make a whole lot. Last year I made over 3,000. The required amount here in Indiana to receive a tax-free tax check, and I made that much. But easy Christ, I'm rambling. I'm talking out my ass, and I need to hurry and get shit done. And you dropped it again, you little booty. You little bugger, I swear. Come here. The damn bug. Not him, the casing, by the way. The thing is with the maggots, look, they're goo. 9/10 of the time. And we still have no eggs from the chickens. And I'm not sure why that is. I think maybe there's a lack of calcium, but they're getting fed all the time, so. Back up, little horny toads. I said back up. There you go. Eat up. They have food, they have water. Maybe a pseudo lack of calcium. Maybe I need to give them some shells. I have oyster shells in the garage, so maybe I'll throw some of them in there with the food. Or calcium powder? What would be better, oyster shells or calcium powder for these size chickens? I think oyster shells will be fine as long as I hit them with the blender a couple times. Just bop them up real quick. But all right, guys. With that being said, on that note, I've got to get off here. I've got to get some stuff done. Got to get out of here. Go get those things. I got to write down a list of everything I need. And then I have to rest up for tomorrow at work because just because I haven't been working doesn't mean I've been resting. So I've been freaking moving and hurting, and my feet have got numb spots in it for my back now. So not only has my disc become a problem for me, and my compressed disc, let me phrase it. When you say disc, people think it's slipped. It's compressed. It's starting to mess with the bottom of my feet and my sides of my feet and my legs. So they're kind of starting to go numb whenever I'm doing too much. So I have to call my doctor, and I have to set an appointment for the next month or so, because I lost Medicaid while having this job. So that's a bit of a bitch, but it's not that big of a deal. As long as I can keep my ass from having to go to the hospital in the next 30 days, I will be absolutely fine. And I have no fucking idea what the hell this goes to. What the fuck is that? It's like some sort of toy. Where'd that come from? I don't fucking know. I think there's something similar upstairs to it, so I'm going to take it upstairs and put it with that stuff. It's blue, too. Look at it. I don't fucking know. What is that? It's like some sort of trigger mechanism, almost, is what it looks like. It looks like a trigger. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'm off here. See you guys next time. Let me get this fucking dragon fed again. Yeah, I do, actually. I really freaking do. One would be really appreciated right now. Everything just freaking hurts. And the thing with the job is we've been bombarded every day since opening with trucks. And there's only 5 of us running these fucking trucks. We have like a count of like 102 pallets. We have like a count of like 90 or less pallets in the back room now, not including the trucks we had yesterday and today. And we're gonna have fucking Friday, and we're gonna have Monday. Corporate office manager is coming on Tuesday to make sure that we have all our pallets done by Tuesday. But it's not possible when we have 2 trucks coming tomorrow and Friday. Well, today, and we have a truck. We had a truck Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we have one Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Tuesday being the only break. We have 4 trucks this week. We're supposed to have one Saturday, potentially one waiting for us on Sunday, and we're supposed to have one on Monday and maybe even freaking Tuesday. The thing is, though, when you have 5 people that have to unload the trucks, it's a floor load, so there's about 40,000 pieces of fucking shit in the back of these, depending on what they send us. If it's all small miscellaneous stuff for like textiles and things like that, then we have a huge truckload. If it's like patio cushions and rugs, it's a lot smaller, but it's still around a 10 10 to a 15 to a 20,000 count. And you have 5 people. You have technically only 4 people pulling the stuff off the conveyance carts, off the conveyor belt. You have us opening the boxes, putting it on the cars. Then we have to break off once the carts get too full, run the stuff, come back and try to finish the truck when there's only a handful of us doing this in a day. We're lucky if we come in at 5 o'clock that we're done by 1:30 to 2 o'clock with half the fucking truck. It's ridiculous. And they just keep bombarding us and they expect us to be able to hit this quota by Tuesday. It's not going to happen. It's not going to fucking happen because half our people leave at 1 o'clock because they're part-timers. So we are SOL on that pretty much. So we're going to get our asses chewed out for that, and that's going to be fun. What that was, but yeah, I'm off here, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Jess, I might hit you. I'm probably gonna message you. I'm on Discord all the time now. Anyway, I just freaking get on there and dick around. So I'm probably gonna message you. Tori, message me on Facebook, brother. And Mags, you do the same. Ain't heard from nobody. I feel lonely and left out.